heart. Love that takes hold. Love that stays whole. Love, 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 love. Hello, I'm Merlin Mililli. Welcome to my hearth and home. Welcome to the Love Show, where we grapple with the question, what is love? Today we want to know, is love the hearth and home? This is my hearth and my home. Here at my hearth, in my home, I have raised my children, kept them warm, fed them, told them stories. This is where my children have always been encouraged to tell their own stories of their day, where they could ask me questions. The one thing I have found in my research for this show is that humanity is quite disconnected from hearth and home. I have an unusual position when it comes to hearth and home. Before I lived here, I lived on the road, so to speak, with my husband and my 3 children. Before we had children, my husband and I ran some free kitchens. When we met in 1999, and then later, after we had children, we were called from the East Coast to the West Coast to run free kitchens again. But we mainly wanted to go across country to find work. My husband had been laid off for the second time in as many years on the East Coast. So we sought to find our roots and go back to California where we met. When we ran free kitchens, it was mainly at rainbow gatherings. Rainbow gatherings are camping gatherings way out in the forest, in national forests usually, where like-minded people gather to pray for peace. Or at least that's what it was then. It's what it should still be, but I hear people have strayed since I stopped going. The Rainbow Family of Living Light is a tribe. I heard recently that we were recognized as a tribe, finally by the government, but I'm not sure that that's true. As far as I know, the government said that you have to be established for at least 200 years in order to be recognized as a tribe in the U.S. And the Rainbow Family was only established in 1972. So as far as I know, we are just some people who gathered to pray for peace. Or were. The free kitchens are a nice bonus to the whole thing. But seeing as we camp and gather way out in the woods, excuse me, it is primitive camping. And we cook in the free kitchens over a fire. I'm what they call a kitchen mama. Cooking over a fire in July in the U.S. for thousands of people is not easy. And not many people have done it. I know because I am one of the few who has. I raised my children around a fire. Before we lived here, we lived in an RV and cooked often on a fire. We rented a couple of temporary places and apartments when we first came out here. And before coming here, but we have been here at this house, in this home, at this hearth, since 2013, about. So we have been here 8 years, going on 9. That is a really long time for me. I even moved around a lot as a kid. I lived in Connecticut, Kansas, California, Florida, and I guess you could count New York. I lived at Yazger's farm for a month at a time, a few consecutive years there. I ran a free kitchen at the Woodstock anniversary at Yazger's farm. I cooked for thousands of people over a fire there too. We had this great hearth rock that we built the stove around. I heard a rumor that that was the same hearthstone that Wavy Gravy and his wife and the hog farm used in 1969 to feed the 500,000 people at Woodstock for free. Which is where the Rainbow Free Kitchens came from. Rainbow birthed out of Woodstock. Was that love? Was Woodstock love? Another love show. Was giving everyone food for free at Woodstock in 1969 love? Yet another love show. Are free kitchens love? Yet another love show. They'll have to be in seasons 5, 6, or 7. Because, friends, this is the last episode of season 4. And I will air it over social media on Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. I know everyone is going to have a great spring and summer. And we will be back in August when the kids may actually go back to school this year. So when we were traveling around, we homeschooled. I taught my kids by the hearth. Even when we didn't have a technical home, my kids never thought we were homeless. We just told them we were going camping. For them, home was where our fire was. Home was at camp. Home was the hearth. And that, friends, was where all the best love was, and all the best food, and all the best music, and all the best stories. No matter where we were all connected as a family by the hearth and the love. And now we also have the safety of a home. People don't like homeless folks. Even if you don't call yourself homeless, or if you live in a mobile home, and being homeless is being unsafe, exposed, always in public. People still think I'm homeless sometimes because I still like walking way out in the woods. I've been yelled at to go back to my van, even though I live in a house now. And they yelled much worse things than that when I was actually homeless. I had one woman tell me that I should have been an abortion. I had one guy flip me off and tell me I should be shot because I was busking for gas money. Busking is playing music on the street for money, in a hat or whatever. I've been a street musician since I was a teenager. It was a way of making money while moving around. I also sold guitar string necklaces that I made from my broken guitar strings. A kid busking with me once asked a guy with a beer in his hand if he could have a beer. And the guy threw it at us. It was in a glass bottle. That was scary. That was not love. So if homelessness is not love, then is home love? Especially after finally getting a home, when one was homeless for a while. That home. That home. That home is hard fought for. That home is so well loved, appreciated, and almost never taken for granted. That home is loved, but is it love? I think home can be anywhere. I saw a picture the other day of my son doing his homework or his homeschooling on a black sand beach in Big Sur, California. It was beautiful. Some of the places we were love. The ocean views we were able to possess, if for but a brief moment. I enjoyed the freedom of the road. The freedom to go wherever your vehicle would take you. I still love the freedom of a good hike, the freedom to go wherever your little feet will take you. I used to like to call it home free. I also used to like to give love to other home free folks by feeding them, sometimes by just telling them a little story or singing them a song, sometimes by inviting them to get warm by my fire. I used to like to remind folks that the hateful people probably owed some people a lot of money. I'd say, "How much do you owe?" They'd say, "Nothing." I'd say, "Well, there you go. Maybe you don't have a fancy car or a big house, but you don't owe anybody anything. So you're doing better in some ways than the haters. And if you don't hate anyone, then you might be getting somewhere." You know what happens when you try not to hate? You love. You know what happens when I love people? I feed them at my hearth with love. At home. Is love hearth and home? Yes, friends. Love is hearth and home. And therefore, humanity is quite disconnected from love because humanity is so disconnected from hearth and home. But all is not lost. No, all is not lost. Why? Because we can reconnect. We can get back to the garden, like Joni Mitchell says in the song Woodstock that she wrote back in 1969. The hippies all preached peace and love. We found that love is the path to peace, and that love is music. We reconnect in nature and by doing things that are natural. Eating with loved ones by the fire, it's natural. Walking in the woods, camping, we reconnect at the hearth at home. You know, I just thought about how when you first get to a gathering, a rainbow gathering, the first thing anyone does is hug you and say, "Welcome home." So welcome to my home and my hearth and my love. And welcome home. We should all reconnect with all of humanity, with our hearths, with our homes, with our loves, with our earth. We have also proved here at the Love Show that earth is love. In our Is Mother Earth, or Is Love Mother Earth episode. So that's not to say that you should go mooch off of someone else's or my hearth and home. You should build your own hearth and your own home with your love. Because that's how it's done. I've had some people tell me that they were instructed by someone else if they were going to be out on the road that they had to find a family to mooch off of and basically stick with them and, just mooch off of them. And that's the worst advice. It's hard enough to have children, but to have children on the road is a very difficult task. To have children on the road and then have grown adults who can fend for themselves mooching off of those children and taking out of their mouths is wrong. And it hurts people. And you shouldn't do that. And that's not how you survive on the road. That's how you have bad karma. And, nothing comes back around for you except people mooching off of you, maybe. I was always taught, as a druid anyway, do ye no harm. Mooching off of struggling families that are homeless does harm. Don't do that. It's bad. It's not love. I didn't do a review of this season. Maybe I'll start season 5 with a review of season 4. Today is actually our 3-year anniversary. So yay! 3 years of the love show. I have some time now. Maybe I'll put together a cool compilation of all 4 seasons for our first show of our 5th season. Sounds nice. 5th season. I'm excited. So hang in there. I'll be posting reruns over the summer. Then we'll be back in August with all new episodes and a whole new set. It will be exciting. And Happy New Year of the Ox. That's today. It'll kind of be over by the time this airs, but Happy New Year, and I'm an ox, so it should be a good year, at least for me. Hopefully for all of you too. So I think the more we get back to our hearth and our home and our earth and our love, the better our year will be. So get back to your hearth and home. Give some love to your family there. Tell them a story. Feed them. Sing them a song. We've been disconnected for far too long. I love you. Happy New Year. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a great spring and summer. Thanks for watching.